Hi, my name is Jessie Chen. I'm the holder of this diary. Call it When Traveling. I started to keep a new journal on that day because the original one, which was given to me by a friend of mine before heading for Europe, ran out of space. Oh, speaking of this, I guess I should thank her. Were it not for her gift, I wouldn't have so many detailed stories to share, and I wouldn't discover how much I love to keep a journal. For me, it's not only a way to kill boring time, but also a way to clear my mind. Anyway, thanks. You know I'm talking to you. January 7th, 2022, in Valencia, Spain. My mood was extremely light that morning because I saw something pleasant. When I walked out from Center Valencia Youth Hostel, I saw people having breakfast in the plaza while enjoying the company of soft sunshine and lovely orange cheese. The scene alone was enough to make me feel delighted and at the same time to make up for the poor sleep last night, which was caused by two guys watching videos without using earphones in the room. Well, let's forget about it. And speaking of having breakfast, it's a bit surprising for me to see people eating breakfast outside. Before visiting Spain, I didn't see people doing so during my journey, but here, eating breakfast in a shop seems to be normal. Desayuno, which means breakfast, can be seen everywhere. I definitely need to try it before leaving. I made up my mind. Following the delighted mood was a series of explorations. I spent most of my time hanging out in a khaki world, but often came across colorful alleys around the corner. I bought souvenirs at a store selling products designed on khaki background with colorful patterns, which I thought just represented the city. I visited Central Market of Valencia and bought a tomato-flavored bocadillo. I tried the famous food, horchata y fatons, at the oldest horchateria in Valencia called Santa Catalina. Finally, I bought a notebook with a leaf cover and started to talk to it. It was 1:30, which meant I still had half an hour before going to La Liua, a famous restaurant which is said to require making a reservation 2 months beforehand. I guess the reason why I could successfully book a seat just 1 day before going was because of COVID. Anyway, while I was thinking what I was gonna do, I happened to notice a notice saying an entry for a tower. I then decided to take a look. The tower is called El Micalet, which is a great spot for overlooking the city view. When standing there, you'll be surprised with the macro landscape. Those architectures I passed by around Virgin Square, they actually have navy blue domes on top of them, which is a bit hard for people to notice because the city is just able to do some magics, making you unconsciously immersed in its micro-world. While I was quietly looking at those khaki architectures with navy blue domes, a haunting flute melody just came from the square. Though the sound was a bit low, its melody made it hard not to notice. At the moment, I feel like with the melodies, I was taken to the Arab world, and I told myself, next time, I want to take an adventure there. At 2, I arrived at the restaurant. The style of the restaurant seems to be a traditional kind. The chairs and tables are wooden. The floors are interlocked with bricks and tiles. The wall is decorated with plaques with unique patterns and many certificates. Judging from these clues, I believe it's a good restaurant where the locals visit too, so the food must be great. Not surprisingly, the food is indeed fantastic. I ordered paella de langostino y coliflor. which contains rice, shrimp, squid, cauliflower, and broccoli. The taste is the kind which will make you eat one bite followed by another. But I have to admit, it's more suitable for 2 people. I got a bit full after eating it all by myself. The daylight exploration was really satisfying. I then went to the hostel to save some energy for the night adventure. Oh, by the way, I moved to a new hostel called Arts and Flat Beds and Breakfast. At the beginning, I was hesitated if I should stay at the same hostel, which is cheaper. But with a day's good mood, I was reluctant to go back to the original one, which risked ruining my mood. So I decided to get rid of those spots and tried a new one, which luckily didn't let me down. My night plan was, I'm gonna go to the bar and try Aguas de Valencia. It's an orange cocktail, which is said to be a specialty in Valencia. I then decided to go to the bar called Café Negrito, which is situated in the central old town and is a bar people recommended to have the cocktail. While I was walking towards it, I passed by a famous chocolate store, Balord, which possesses the must-eat chocolate with churros. At the beginning, I was thinking of trying it the next day, but suddenly the experience of losing Munka just hit my mind, and the angel on my shoulder was telling me, "No, don't wait, because you never know if the plan goes as you expect. You should grab the moment." So I went into the store and enjoyed the chocolates and churros. The chocolate sauce was perfect, without a doubt. The only imperfect thing was I couldn't finish it all because my churros are too few. The reason why I think so is because I saw the amount the couple ordered, which was large enough to be stacked like a pyramid. That's the advantage of 2 people, I thought. I then went to Café Negrito. Outside of the bar sit quite a few people. Though I also wanted to sit outside, the hustle and bustle vibe just put off my desire. The feeling is like if you are alone in nature where nobody is around, you don't feel lonely at all. But once you are in a city, especially in the places where social activities take place, a kind of miserable loneliness would immediately be emphasized. And also, I didn't know the ordering sequence. Should I just sit outside and the waiter will come to me? Or I need to go to the counter first and tell them I want to sit outside? If it's the latter, then I'm too lazy to go in and out. Anyway, I then sat inside the bar. Agua de Valencia was served with a small plate of appetizers, which was desirable. Another desirable thing was the song played in the background, which was Elton John's Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Oh, I have to say that I really liked the retro feel. It was my first time going to the bar alone, which I thought would be a bit awkward at the beginning. However, it wasn't. Well, it makes sense. I, as a tourist, must have a to-do list. Since I'm here in a destination, why do I mind being awkward? I told myself. And once I thought in this way, I wasn't awkward at all. Around 10 p.m., I walked back to the hostel. On the road, there were still quite a few people sitting and eating outside. I was looking at them from a distance and smiled inadvertently. Written by Jessie Chan. Thanks for your reading.